Oh, I should shut my door. Shoot.
You heard it here first. Uber Dubstep shutting his door.
Door is shut.
So
there is no intruders.
Mondays, we have Mr. Uber Max here, right there, and red number 23, Ugana right here. So
that's 2 3s. 3 is silent.
We're checking in again, boy. All right.
3 is silent.
We're checking in again, boy.
Hold on. Where did you put the YouTube link?
Yeah, I can just send it to you.
Yeah, for sure. Just send it over Facebook. That'll be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Share that around right now.
1 second. Hello?
And I'm muted myself.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, no, I just muted myself on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright, live now with all caps because I'm very excited.
I can't believe it's 4 episodes consecutively.
Yeah, I'm like props to you for being able to continually do this.
Yeah, it's
like most people go like max 2 episodes of anything.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm done. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can only make rid of. That's it.
I enjoy it. It's like a nice way to connect with the audience and with other artists and everything.
Oh yeah, I think it's way chill, like that people stream. Sometimes like watching the like relay of the stream, like not as cool of an experience, but sometimes it's interesting.
Right.
I'll just have it going on in the background, and looks like he's he's just books. He's like, no, I'm out. Leaving the laptop here. I don't care.
Yeah.
What's your Twitter handle? I can't remember it right now. Android. What's your
Loki Smoky.
Oh, Loki. Oh yeah.
I'm in this bright ass room right now. Like it is so bright in my school's business building, but I can see like the whole city of Baltimore. I can see downtown Baltimore from out the window, so it's a dope ass view.
Yeah.
I was originally going for one of those news anchor things where you got the city in the background. Like fuck it.
Coming live from Los Angeles. Oh man, what I would do to be like a cheesy news anchor. That'd just be like dream job.
Oh yes.
Just like living like the Ron Burgundy lifestyle. Good morning, San Diego. This is Ron Burgundy with I think Channel 9 News or something like that. It's been a while. I need to rewatch that movie. Like quintessential Will Ferrell movie.
That feel when you get the fucking tweet to exactly 140 characters.
Oh yeah, I know. Like I've had to like butcher my grammar because of that shit.
Yeah, straight up.
It's usually me complaining. It's never a joke. Like jokes are usually like 10 words max. But like as soon as I'm like complaining about something, it's usually revolving around SoundCloud or Facebook. Like it's never. I don't know. I always complain about those two. I feel like that's a generally hated like social media platforms.
Yeah.
Even though we all use it, but like I don't know. I really like Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter is probably one of my favorites. I used to love Facebook until they went and fucked it all up.
Yeah. I forgot to actually put the link in. I put it in your. Let me. Hold on.
Oh, Max.
Dude, I'm forgetful. I get caught up.
I feel you. Living in the moment. Gonna get this second screen set up here.
Oh, dual screens, dual monitors, double the rhythm.
Oh, Necro, you're finally back, my dude. Welcome.
It is Monday, my dude.
Thanks for walking in, bud. Good to see the familiar names.
Oh, hold on. I got it. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's Subkill. What up?
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Necro says, yo, Uber, I gotta ask, what are some good tips for graphic design? I need to know because I need inspiration.
Oh, for graphic design, I wasn't expecting that, but good tips for graphic design, like I would say if he like watches Call of Duty, a lot of the Call of Duty graphic designers, they're really good, and like I've picked up a lot of shit from them, and like they have usually like resource packs or like presets for like Lightrooms for 3D modeling and shit like that. So if you're interested in doing like some 3D modeling, or I should probably close Facebook. No, but if you're interested in like doing like some 3D modeling and just having a good Lightroom to start off with, like check around just YouTube. I mean, like I don't know what's the top graphics clan. Like this is just delving into a whole other topic, but like I don't know the current state of the graphics clans and which one is the highest or the best. But I should probably throw my phone away too. And but like just search around, just search up for like Call of Duty graphics pack, or just like look up Phase and just see whoever's doing their graphics and just keep searching. A lot of it's just searching around. Also, there's this, I don't know, like a lot of it's just mainly searching around YouTube. That's how I find like a lot of the materials I use. And other than that, just like Google all the shit. If you don't know how to do something, YouTube it. Because like I don't know, there's so much shit on YouTube. Like you can become better. I genuinely believe you can become better than like some dude with a like bachelor's in graphic arts just by going through YouTube and doing that for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Never forget about YouTube. There's copious amounts of information on anything that you could possibly want to know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Colleges are literally going to be like, just like, they're getting to the point where they're not being able to compete.
Yeah.
The amount of,
For
like,
real, though.
like the main reason like there's still colleges around like is because of the research shit that they do.
Mm-hmm. That is not a lie. I can personally vouch for that. I go to class, I sit there, I don't pay attention, and then when I have to do assignments, I just go to Google, and
Yeah,
that's
same
where
here.
the information
I'm
comes
trying to
from.
get that paper, yo. And by paper, I mean bachelor's. Ooh.
Yup.
Put my name on it. Just put my name on it. Just put econ, and I'll be like, yeah, good. Give me.
On to the next one.
$100,000 later.
Yeah, really. Definitely. I'll be right back, fellas. I'm gonna grab some water.
All right, sounds good.
Looks like it's just us.
3D modeling. I mean, like, all right. He says starting to do 3D modeling once I get a better PC. I don't feel like you need that great of a PC for 3D modeling, to be honest. Like, it helps render times, but yeah, I mean, like, the better PC you'll get it'll just help on render times for the most part. Like, to actually make the object, it doesn't take too long. Just like if you have a bad PC, just have it render overnight, and that'll work out pretty well.
Oh shit. Necro, thank you for the feedback on the EP, my G. It took a lot of hard work, but we got it done.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate the feedback.
That shit is fire, yes. By the way, bigger plug on that one. Android number 23 here just dropped his new EP, and that shit is fire, and you should definitely check it out if you're in the hip-hop side of things.
That's lit.
It is. It is very, in other words.
Super lit, super fire, very flame, gonna burn everyone's house down.
Essentially.
I mean, let's see. I don't know. I need to start working with like more hip hop artists, but more though, since like I have a really tough time doing intros, and I feel like that helps having a vocal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, like I don't know, it'd still be cool just because like I feel it's always like cool when there's like rap and there's just like a heavy drop to pair it with. I feel like, but then again, that's kind of hard to mix down. So there's the other side of that. So
Yeah, it took a while for me to get used to working with vocals, like raw vocals at
yeah,
that. It's a totally different world, dude.
yeah, I imagine because like you can't have just like a crazy amount of high end and shit, or else it'll
Yeah.
kind of just drown out.
Mm.
Like that's why you have a bunch of just like deep tunes with vocals on it. I think of Truth a lot of times. I feel like yeah, he's got a lot of vocals on his tracks. Kind of works, but I don't know.
Yeah, I need to invest in some good like vocal effects things. There's one plugin, I forget what the hell it's called. I'm sure I'd find it as soon as I looked it up. I think you said you have it, you've gonna, but it's like that very analog modeled like red.
CLA vocals.
What is it?
CLA vocals.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get that shit. That shit is awesome.
I love it. It's a cop out.
It's just like just vocal effects type of deal, like just a bunch of effects, or
It's like really, really state of the art, like delays and verbs and choruses, I think.
okay. I mean,
What
like
what exactly is um
CLA vocals.
yeah.
It's got 5 faders on it. The first fader is for bass, and you have 3 different selections. You have sub, upper, and lower, which you can use to, I guess, manipulate the bass and the vocals. The second one is for the top. It just says top. That's for high frequencies. You can use. Then it's got 3 different selections just like that. I'm usually using Byte because Byte is real cool. It really just does exactly what it says. It adds like a good amount of high end bite to your vocals without making them dumb sibilant.
Right.
Um, the third one is compression, so it's got like 3 different compressor settings: wall, spank, and push. I like the push especially because it really helps to like, I don't know, it keeps like your vocal fairly dynamic while still having every part, both high and low, pop out,
Okay.
just right.
So essentially that's an upward compressor or expander.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, you can go. The thing is, you can go upwards or downwards with every fader on it. So
That's dope.
if you go down on the fader, then it's downward compressing. If you go up, then it's upward compressing.
Damn.
And then it's got the delays. No, it's got a reverb and a delay. Actually, there might be 6 faders because there's a reverb and a delay. And then the last one is like stereo, where you can make it stereo, wide, or spreader, and you can go up and down with that. Stereo is always really good to like pull it down some, have it on the stereo setting, and then pull it down some, and makes the vocals feel like a lot fuller without having them feel too stereo. Because if you push them all the way up, you'll start to get that sort of phasey sound, which isn't always bad, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
think
can do
you might
things.
be able to do the same thing with Ozone though, from what you're like describing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because like it sounds Ozone has a bunch of similar stuff like that. It's got a reverb, it's got a like harmonics exciter, it's got a limiter, which sound like it sounded like some of the when you said wall, that made me think immediately of limiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a multi-band compressor, which is probably something more punchy. Where I imagine that's more like high mids kind of compresses
Yeah.
or something like that. And yeah, I mean, like I think you could do the same thing with Ozone. I don't know if you use Ozone.
I
So
actually don't even have Ozone. I've used it before, but I don't have it just because, like, sometimes plugins are hard to find the audio unit versions of unless you got the bread for it. So
I mean, like I'm not gonna. It's no public secret. I torrent my shit. For I mean, like I'll buy whatever I can, Like I'm
Yeah.
on FL, but like I'm not making money off this for the most part. So,
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
and even if I did, it's like not enough for me to like even afford to get like what
Some of
any
these
for the most part,
plugins.
like only get breaks in like $100, and that's a good EP. Like wow, and that's like
Yeah.
one reverb plugin. Valhalla. That's it. That's my paycheck. Woo!
All the wave stuff I had at torrented, and it took me forever to find that shit.
Oh,
Like,
that's all that Mac stuff. How is that? I'm interested.
it's pretty tight. I can't lie. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Like, I call them cop outs just because, like, there's certain things in there I really just use as a cop out when I'm just like, all right, I could do a fucking 10-part signal chain, or I could just throw this plugin on it, mess
Oh
with it a
yeah,
little bit, tweak it, get some more EQ going. It's really nice though. I do like a lot of the bass stuff too, especially like Max bass and R bass. Get your stuff sounding real full. You just have to like not overdo it because it's very easy to overdo it
yeah.
using stuff like that.
I mean, I kind of do that with like Fruity Limiter. Like, well, not Fruity Limiter. I mean, the Fab Filter Limiter, since it's just like one fader. And
Yeah.
well,
I love
there's the advanced options in the Fab
Yeah.
Filter Pro L. I don't know if you ever fuck with those, but like the different circuit types for the limiters can really kind of like really change up the feel of the limiting on it.
I noticed they had some options and they're like dynamic and it like a transparent.
Yeah,
I think I liked the transparent last time I used it, but like for the most part, I just just boosting it up. A lot of the times, it's usually just like a little bit. I don't like throw it on the master or anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
I normally use the Pro L for like my self masters and everything. That's doing like the most of the work for me. But I've found that like if you go into the advanced options and there's what's called transient linking,
Yeah.
which is a thing in any kind of limiting. Like I know Ozone has an equivalent of the transient unlink. So what that does is it makes it process your left and right uh, individually. So if you have stereo sounds and reduction and panning and everything, it all hits the limiter differently. It isn't affected the same exact way.
Okay, yeah. To be honest, I never really understood what the transient portion of the limiter was, so I'm just like, I'm not. I'm just gonna go through on the presets
Yeah.
because I just want the dummy compression, where it's just like I just want it a little bit more, so I can just compress it just a little bit. I don't know. I don't usually go too crazy on the compression,
Right.
but I don't know. At the same time, I kind of want it loud. Lately, what I've been doing though is I've been doing this like weird little chain for my like my drums and my basses, where I would get a Fab Filter limiter, just like raise it up like 2, maybe 3, like little. I don't know what's a. Hold on, I have FL open right here. I want to be precise to see the measurement, the gain. There we go.
Yeah.
Usually bring that up to like 2 or 3.5. And then I would like have it on my mixer, and then I'd clip it a little bit, like maybe a dB or 2, and then I'll throw it into the Fruity soft clipper, and then like a lot of the times it gets a lot louder, and
I've heard such good things about Fruity
yeah,
Loop.
like the thing is, I don't know, you probably know who Lucille is, right? Lucille.
Ulacil, yeah, I've heard the name. I haven't honestly done any research into it. I've seen people like commending his music and everything, but I've just been a lazy ass about it.
Yeah, well, like the other night we were at like just at a show, and he was just telling me about how like I knew FL was better in like as far as mixing goes, because like I know some people have just been switching over to FL just to mix down their stuff, and apparently what happens is like when you render out stuff in FL, if something's clipping, they'll like, and it's a like an odd harmonic, they'll just clip it right off, so it only like renders out the even harmonics or something like that. I might be butchering that explanation a little bit, like just because it's relaying exactly from what he said, but in Ableton it'll just like it won't like clip off and you have
Yeah.
those odd harmonics, so it doesn't sound as good as
Well,
it
there's that
now.
option normalize with Logic, which I'd assume is kind of a similar deal, but normally that makes you lose volume. I'm not sure exactly like
Yeah, normalizing
how it
usually
does, but
just
I don't normally have it on.
from what I've noticed, normalizing just usually either makes like higher volume things lower, or brings up like lower volume things a
Right.
bit more. And I think it just like sets it at a base like RMS or something like that,
Yeah.
and just adjusts the volume to hit that. So yeah, that I mean like I think that's what probably would happen. That would explain why it goes down. But that's what a lot of people I know have been doing to get like a really loud tracks lately. And I mean, like I've started doing it, and definitely noticed the difference in loudness compared to my older stuff.
Yeah. I I still don't get my stuff like insanely loud like some of these motherfuckers do these days. But
Berta is getting this stuff like
yeah, it's loud and stuff, but
The
the
loudness wars.
are all boxy and shit. So I don't know. I've been working on my engineering, especially more so with the new stuff, and I mean I've found stuff like similar to the soft clipping and Logic, like that you're talking about doing on your buses and everything, like doing shit like that, and like frequency splitting a lot lately and everything.
yeah.
Just I don't know, man. Every program has its pluses, but like I feel like Logic is really, really good for like frequency split sends and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I've never messed around with Logic because I'm PC, but like I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched anyone produce in Logic now that I think of it. Then again, I have a tough time just like understanding Ableton. I have a really tough time just because I'm with FL, and like I feel
right.
like it's a lot wackier compared to the
Dude,
other.
DAWs can be so drastically different.
It's like
Mhm.
FL and Reason are like the weird kids, and then everything else is kind of like at least like transferable.
Kinda, yeah.
You
I
can
had a
jump
little
from
bit of
Logic.
trouble picking up Ableton from Logic just because it's like I don't know, it's weird to go from having your inspector on the left side to having it on the right, and then like go make stuff. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah,
The little things.
yeah. Whenever I'm like making something in FL, like I have everything in one place. Like
Yeah,
yeah, I have like my sequencer over here, like the piano roll, which I don't really use too much, but it's more like the sample selection and the
right.
mixer on the bottom, and just like I have a tough time just dealing with Ableton just because like you kind of have to jump around a little bit.
Yeah. Dude, I've seen people that are so good with key commands just whipping through
Oh yeah, it's
the
usually with Ableton. I thought I was decent with the FL key commands, but like
dude,
it's
it's
they're
like
just only clicking the keyboard the whole time. I'm like what
I
the
know,
fuck?
dude. Fucking wild.
Like there's other tool you can use that's right like to the right of you. Like I don't understand how you can just go about just clicking the keyboard the whole time.
Yeah, I wish I could with Logic. It doesn't. I mean, at face value, I haven't done much research,
Oh yeah,
but
that's the
face
thing.
value, Logic doesn't seem like it has super crazy key commands.
I mean like I feel the same way in FL. Like I know like the basic ones, the ones that like I feel are kind of good,
Yeah,
but other than that, like I can't navigate through the DAW clicking for the most part. Like there's a point where it's just like now you have to use a mouse.
yeah,
Usually
exactly.
usually when I get to massive.
Oh yeah, well, massive for sure.
Because like in Ableton, I've seen people just use it like with the keyboard. Like
Really?
yeah, they were like adjusting it with the keyboard. I don't remember how.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Maybe they were like MIDI. Was it possible they were MIDI mapping it to the mod controller on their MIDI keyboard or something?
I'm not quite too sure, but they were just going in. And this, I was watching Ulusil do that just because he lives in San Diego. So
Yeah.
like, I sometimes drive on over. and we work on shit. A lot of the times I don't even want to work on shit though. I just kind of want to sit down and like eat Chipotle and play video games.
There you
Eat Chipotle. Eat Chipotle.
If I could eat Chipotle and play video games, it's a good day for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty.
Here, what's going on here in the comments section? Sorry, we got kind of lost in that tiff right there, everybody.
People came for engaging conversation.
Yeah, let us engage. Subkill says, just heard your shit, Android. Too sick with a heart.
Yo, good luck, Subkill. We got this motherfucker.
Definitely
Nice.
a big fan, he says. Fucking awesome. Everybody, if you're new to the stream right now, make sure you go check out Android number 23's new EP just dropped. Very good stuff.
It's an honest EP, guys. It's very honest. That's the best way I can characterize it.
Yes. Yo, guys.
James says, I think Ableton. I learned Ableton from Megalodon. There's rumors he uses it. I believe he actually uses Reason just because of Square 4. It's like I've seen a lot of people make Megalodon-like basses just by using Square 4.
I mean, I know he was at least on Reason, but I think I could be wrong, so don't take my word as 100% on this. But I think he, like, Abstract helped him make the switch over to Ableton.
That would make sense just because a ton of people in LA use Ableton.
Yeah. That's like what a lot of good producers use, honestly.
Ableton. It's a good DAW. I wish I could make the switch to Ableton. I'm like the only person. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people I know out here who doesn't use Ableton.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's really like debilitating in that sense because I literally, I'm like, open up Massive and I'll just point. After it's bad. I wish I could make the switch.
Yeah, I can't do anything other than Logic, so I'm just trying to learn everything about it.
Yeah. It's probably even harder for you since Logic's not even that. I think like besides you, I know like Creation uses Logic and that's it.
12th Hour says, Uber, I teach you Ableton.
You could try.
Thanks for locking in, 12th Hour. Pick up that dude. I'm gonna be working on a thing with him, I think.
Oh really? That would be just tight.
Could be. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Necro says, hell yeah, Chipotle and chill.
You take your Tinder GF on a Chipotle date and you'll guarantee suck.
Guaranteed suck.
You can
Guaranteed.
You can get stuck on that.
That's that shit right there. Coily's all wifed up though. I don't play that Tinder shit.
No guaranteed suck. He still gets guaranteed suck for life.
I mean, that's...
Oh shit, did you froze up?
Yeah,
Damn.
he froze up on us.
Guaranteed suck had him like...
He's going into the vast expanse of the interwebs.
Beyond realm.
Yeah.
Oh, he's joined back.
Yo, Google's giving me problems, bro.
This is like there's never one with your face just frozen, just kind of like mid sentence. Like you kind of need like you kind of just had like a really spicy meatball, and you're like, ooh.
Dude, Google's always fucking throwing me out of my own damn Hangout.
Yeah, another reason why you might need to switch to Twitch.
Yeah.
Also,
for everybody who's viewing now, I think we're gonna try and get a move over to Twitch. I'm gonna be working in conjunction. I think this is still in the talks, but I might be working in conjunction with Nostalgia, who, if you don't know about him, definitely check out his Thursday Hangouts that he does now. You can find him on any kind of social media, I'm sure.
Except Facebook. He doesn't use Facebook. Well, his Facebook page anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't check there.
Added control room. What is that? Oh, that's where you can mix the audio and shit, huh?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
Oh shit, Colin went into the abyss. I'm back, Jake. I'm back. With a vengeance. I'm gonna stream harder than ever before.
Let's see what else were people.
She-Coil hits me up on Twitter. He goes, IDK had a comment on mobile YouTube player, but can we get Chipotle for dinner?
That's actually great. Hold on, I'm retweeting that shit
That's fucking
immediately.
Immediately.
Immediately, as soon as I can find it, at least.
I just
There
retweeted.
it is. There it is. Jeez.
Awesome.
Next level.
Yes.
This is.
When Bay is squad fan. Gang squad fam.
Squad, gang, squad.
Straight up. Real shit.
In this big.
In this beer.
I've just started like ultra white phrases. I tend to use like just ultra white phrases now. Like, what's up, Bucko? Howdy, Bucko.
Buckaroo.
That's all right, kiddo. Like more or less like dad phrases though.
Dad phrases.
I'm a firm believer in the term fellas.
Oh,
Fellas.
fella. One of my favorite phrases. Would you risk it for a biscuit?
That's a good one.
It's the age-old question that Plato once conceived.
You just gotta know.
Risking it for a biscuit. I mean, a biscuit is quite a tantalizing offer, but
Very tantalizing indeed.
Very much.
at what point is the risk outweigh the reward of such biscuit?
Such biscuit. That's
Oh.
I keep it, you know.
You gotta evaluate certain factors. Where's the biscuit from? Is it a dry biscuit?
Oh, that is definitely good. We're not talking about any old like, KFC like 90% biscuit. We're talking
Red Lobster cheddar biscuit.
that's what we're talking about. Just served on a golden platter, just
I
like
just hit your soul right there, didn't I, Ugana?
But do you risk it all for one biscuit with the prospect of getting more biscuits? What if you can risk it all for 2 biscuits?
I mean, if you risk it for a biscuit, I'm sure there are more said biscuits lying around.
Yeah,
What if you risk it for the basket of biscuits?
Oh,
absolutely. Not a
all
question.
chips in.
That's the one. That's the one, because then you got to risk it all.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to go all chips in, black 34, or I don't know. I don't play roulette. I don't even gamble. I don't even.
Right.
I only root them. Like there's like I'm a rhythm machine, man.
Keep up the interest, fellas. I'll be back in 1 sec.
All right, let's further discuss the concept of risking it for a biscuit.
Wow.
I mean, we honestly should just publish a paper at this point.
Yeah.
Have the abstract
Academic
down that
review.
like many civilizations have once thought of.
Risking it for the biscuit.
Just two.
Rocky's just laying behind the fucking trash can.
He's trying to risk it for a biscuit.
He's trying to get that leftover biscuit, though.
100% of the time, that dude will risk biscuit. That's just facts.
That would be a great dog shirt, though. 100% of the time, I would risk it for a biscuit. Just see your dog just like jumping in between like ongoing traffic with like a biscuit on the floor.
You go, Frogger. I don't give a shit. Good boy. He knows I'm talking about him now.
Hopefully the stream updated so people can put in their own thoughts on risking it for biscuits.
Yeah.
Hashtag biscuit skanks confirmed. Indeed.
Okay, official database has the question. Do you guys have any tips on vocoded bases? I've managed to use some pretty interesting sounds. I wondered if you ever tried it.
I definitely have a few tips. Well, first, like, because of FL, I obviously use Vocodex. So
God, I envy you.
yes, I have Vocodex, the one power, the FL's superpower.
Mm-hmm.
But what I tend to do, like, when I want to really like vote clean vocoded bass, I'll like throw Vocodex on massive before I even start a patch. So that way I'm making the patch with the vocoder in mind.
Yeah.
And a
Yes.
lot of times with Vocodex, like it'll tend to like get those higher signals and those crunchier sounds and like make it more clicky.
Mm-hmm.
So like the patch itself, it'll sound like a death step, like garbage patch. But like with Vocodex on, it'll sound like kind of snailsy or
Yeah.
something. And that's what I
I-
tend to do.
I want the download of it for Mac. I want them to release that.
FL12 alpha is out, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd want to run FL in conjunction. I just want to use Vocodex. I wish they would like integrate it so you could get the standalone or whatever, or like
Right.
unit for
You can
live.
do that on like PCs for sure, but like,
Yeah.
I would say like it's worth getting FL just because of the mixing. Like, just
Yeah.
I've seen people like Squanto. He started mixing in FL. Like he just renders his stuff out from Ableton and then goes straight to FL to mix it down.
Mhm.
And it's gotten significantly louder and like cleaner too, which is really weird.
It's wild, man. It's wild out there.
Yeah,
Right.
we're innovating.
Wild Wild West.
Like it's just gonna get to the point where people are just using like Reason to make obviously Reason to make the basses, like mix it down and well not mix it down, but like arrange it like Ableton and then mix it down in FL or
Yeah.
something like that. It's gonna get to that point.
Yeah. It's that loudness war, boy. That real shit.
At the same time,
I love Logic's sound engine though. Granted, I don't get like the loudest mix downs or anything, but the sound engine, I just think the clarity is so nice in it.
yeah, and I mean like that's definitely good. Like just being able to have just being able to like if you're comfortable with it, that's completely fine. Just because like I said, I'm comfortable with FL.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm just starting to realize what like FL's good at.
Oh
Because,
yeah. I'm still learning shit about Logic like every day, bro.
yeah, but what was I gonna say? I lost it.
So
It's gone. It's gone.
happens to the best of us.
Oh, I think I was gonna say something about Reason. Yeah, like a lot of the people, I think Reason might not have like a really good sound engine, but what I've noticed is a lot of people tend to get a really kind of unique sound out of Reason because they kind of force it.
Right. Well, I think Reason is really good for synthesis, dude. It's really crazy. They have a pretty distinct tonality.
Yeah.
Just
And the FX racks that they have.
yeah, exactly. It's got really great, so it leads to like really unique.
Yeah. It would be just like really profitable if Propeller had simply just like made their shit VST.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it could be.
build it individually. Because like their delay is phenomenal.
Really?
Their reverb, their phaser's really fucking good.
Oh, dude, RV7 is the sickest reverb I've ever touched.
But like pretty much Blood Thinners made their whole sound off of Reason's phaser.
Oh yeah.
So that shows you just kind of how good it is, and it's just like really clear.
Fully in Reason, dude.
hmm
To my knowledge, that is. I mean, fuck.
Uh, what does he use? It's like I don't know the word, but I believe it's synonymous with like the word Leviathan. Thor. There we go.
Yeah.
That's. I'm pretty sure Trampa uses something like that, and I believe Mastodon also uses Thor because I know he's out of. Well, he uses Reason to make his bases and Reaper to arrange everything. The most like
Well, Reason 8 is actually pretty standard. Like it's like the layout is comparable to like Ableton and stuff like that.
yeah,
At least slightly, it's not as like foreign language as the previous versions were.
Reason 5. Everyone. Well, like that's pretty much the one I have to use just because I don't want to buy Reason.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Like I want to like use some of the utilities they have, but I don't plan on actually switching DAWs. And what like I don't know the prices, but I assume it's a couple $100 just to get the newest version of Reason.
Yeah. It's pretty sick though. I just haven't had much time to delve into it as I'm working on rounding off releases and stuff like that. But once I have some downtime again, I'm probably gonna look into it. Just even if it's just for like sound design. I just really like the textures you can get out of it.
I imagine you can get some pretty good robo sounds with,
Oh yeah,
especially with like the effects they have. Like it's
yeah,
really, and I mean like you could even like work some of the like render out your bases and effect tracks
yeah,
if they're really good.
yep, yep.
Let's see. I came for Uber's Chipotle. I don't have Chipotle. I ate all of it.
We're at if Metal and I ever attempted to collab. Yes, a very long time ago, and we tried like a couple times through a span of a couple years, and things never really went anywhere.
Back like in 2014, if you and Getter dropped a collab, I would have been so hyped.
Hell yeah.
I'd be like, little, like I'd be shaking and shit like that. Oh, hold on. Android 31, he just dropped out. 32. Did you tweet?
His internet may have just shit or something.
Yeah, it was getting pretty loud in the hallways. Maybe he had one.
Yeah, we can just keep it up. Database says, doesn't Cohen Sound use Maelstrom almost exclusively? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure Cone Sound actually uses FL. So like it wouldn't surprise me if he used Citrus, just because like a lot of the I think he'd be considered Neurofunk, right? Like a lot of the Neuro producers tend to use like Citrus.
I thought I heard that they used Reason at least for a little while.
That could be true. That could be true. I've always heard they used FL though.
Yeah.
But like even then, like a lot of the times the DAW doesn't necessarily like get the sound. Like I would say Reason's the only time like you get a unique sound because I know like the Whittler uses Reason, like Walter Wild uses Reason, Trampa uses Reason. Who else? I mean, and all those producers get pretty unique sounds.
Yeah.
Except when I don't know, maybe when you get into rhythm territory, that's when it kind of just starts sounding the same. Because Square 4.
Yeah.
Square 4 is fun though.
Square 4 is the legend.
Yeah. Like what's happening now is people are just putting Square 4 into Serum. Yeah. That's actually probably a really good idea to put all the like Maelstrom bases, like the Maelstrom wave tables. Yeah. Why that was escaping me, but I'll put all of them into Serum and see what you can do with it. Even though I don't really like Serum that much, I'm not a huge fan.
I've delved into it a little bit, like I've said on past streams, and I've only done one song that's strictly Serum, and that's my Hollywood Principal remix that I put out for free.
Oh yeah, That was good.
Yeah, and I know some people are using it to make crazy heavy synths right now, but I really, really like it for melodic synths and like pads and arpeggiations and stuff like that.
That's
It's
interesting.
really interesting.
I mean, like for me, I think I've only used like Serum for like maybe 50% of a song at the very most.
Yeah,
I feel like I can get better basses in Massive, even though it's like lower quality
yeah,
wavetables. But like at the same time, I'm not using as much CPU, so I can work on more stuff.
yeah. More post processing.
Yeah. The thing is, most people won't like unless you're like really big. Like Hero Bus, like his stuff is really clean because he uses Serum.
Yeah,
But like at the same time, I'm not really at that kind of level. So even if I was using Serum, I don't think most people would know the difference. Just because like when I was using that Pokedex tip I told you about, like a lot of people thought I used Serum for that bass. I mainly use that from like my superpowered rhythm mechanic remix, but like a lot of people thought I used Serum for that just because it was clean
right.
for the most part. It's like, nah, dude, it's Vocodex. It's a vocoder.
And there are ways to achieve like a crispy high end even when it's not the greatest source, you know. It's just a matter of fooling around and being able to figure it out. But
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, there definitely is a kind of new clarity being introduced into the electronic music world through Serum, it seems
Yeah.
to me. Which I mean, I think it's super cool. I should take a little more time to like really delve into it. But there are just some things for sure that like I'm gonna go to Massive for, just because I've figured out like the little nooks and crannies in Massive and like certain little tricks and everything that will get you a sound that at least is very hard to replicate in another synth, if not impossible.
Yeah. And like another thing I wanted to talk like the thing is with Serum, a lot of the times the sound despite it having more options, I feel like a lot of the sounds kind of sound the same from
Yeah.
Serum because like they all have that certain tonality.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's just like the reverb filter that like you can really hear. Like a lot of the old Ausla dudes are using Serum, and you can tell reverb filter or
Yeah.
like some kind of flanger filter that they're using
Right.
to achieve those sounds. And I don't know, like at the same time, like I feel like I can just get more unique sounding stuff in Massive. And like you said, like I'm more familiar with it, so it's easier to tinker around and get more unique sounds. Also, I feel like no one uses the routing in Massive, even though that's so key and it's pretty easy to understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like the routing features in Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the comments here. If you want to mix in a different program, would it be smart to export each channel or export in groups? That's completely contextual. It's subjective. I mean, if you have certain mixing techniques that you like in, say, a DAW that you're actually working in at the time, and then you want to bounce it out, like bounce your groups out, because if you're doing it that way and if you have certain effects in that program that you're consistently putting on like groups and everything and meshing them together, I guess it kind of depends on if you're trying to finalize within the other program or if you're still trying to like do strictly mixed stuff and everything.
I would say like do it in channels just because like a lot of the times like pooch. I would say like just use channels like because what I recommended like as far as like mixing into FL is like you're using some of the stuff in FL to like achieve louder sounds like the soft clipping method I use. And like you would want that individually because like because you can always group it in FL, and it would just be easier just to have like all of it. Just like it might take a little bit more space on your computer, or it might take longer. I'm not sure, but like I would say it's worth it to have everything individually, just because like you can actually mix it down in FL, and
Yeah.
if something does need an effect on it, like you can always just throw it on and it won't ruin it. Well, technically you can automate it out, but
Thank
at the
you.
same time, I don't know. I feel like just having everything out rendered individually would probably be better.
But yeah, it's completely, like I said, subjective. Some programs are better for like an overall master than a mix and stuff like that. You know, it depends on what programs you're using. Like he said in FL, since the mixing tools are so strong, I mean, there are quite a few people I know of that do their mixing in FL. Like I think Spore actually does his mixing in FL. I forget what he produces in.
I thought he did everything. Well, it looked like he did a couple image line interviews, and it looked like he does everything in FL. Just
Oh
because,
wow,
yeah, he just had other like projects that he opened up in it. So
gotcha.
yeah, Spore is definitely a guy who does everything in FL.
Yeah,
That
X-Core is in FL too.
really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
and Subject 31, who we've had, who's awesome. Subject 31. If you go back and watch this or something, you're in Australia right now. Big up, dude.
Oh yeah, he is. I think he just got done with his tour in Australia.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's way chill that they flew him out there though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can't wait to make it out to Australia.
Haven't you done a couple shows out there already, or are you just gonna do a whole tour?
I'm not sure exactly what my agent's plan for Australia is just yet, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna try and get out there for a tour rather than just a few slots or whatever.
Just because the ticket's expensive, and
Yeah.
it'd probably be just way easier. Now that I think of it, how does that work? Like, with all the promoters that are booking you pitch in for that one ticket, or does it just all fall on one dude, or what goes down? Or maybe they all just send you money for the plane ticket and just kind of just.
Well, it could be like additional travel expenses from each promoter and everything. You know, sometimes you just get like the amount that you negotiated, and then you take your flights out of that. So
True. Yeah, it'd probably be just way easier for you just to do a whole tour.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. It sounds like they're really hyped about dubstep over there.
Oh yeah, it's like really popping off over there. I've heard from countless people that it's like their favorite place to go.
That's awesome. It's like it's gonna be like France version 2.
Yeah, like really, really, the crowds are just super into it.
But once again, which is awesome. I wish it was kind of more like that out in like LA. Like there's people that get hype over here in LA, but it's usually for like bigger names.
Right.
Yeah. And like you're a bigger name, so people would probably get more hype over you. Like you've played out here before, so
yeah.
But like I've like a lot of smaller people are getting booked over in Australia, which is really awesome to see.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's good to see like places around the world willing to support underground music and everything. I think that's a really, really key thing that we need.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and personally, I like it how it's just like it's not at the festive. Like dubstep isn't really at the festival level anymore, which is kind of cool because I'm not really into that. But at the same time, like it's just very like dedicated people who really enjoy the music, which is
right.
I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate any kind of support. It doesn't matter if there's like 10 people at the show. If they're into it, then I'll be into it too.
Exactly. Let's see. Max, teach us how to make rhythm. Oh, teach us how to rhythm. I'm actually really bad at making rhythm. That's a joke. I just make my whole Twitter thing rhythm, and then when it comes to actually making rhythm, I'm not that great at it. I fooled you. I got you all. I was the rhythm king, but the king can't actually make rhythm.
way back in the day, before I even heard the term rhythm, I made like a few deeper, more vibey dubstep tracks, but not necessarily like today's wonk, but like that's about the closest that I've gotten to like rhythm or wonk or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, like, in a sense, it's kind of going back to, like, deeper routes, though. Like, I don't know if you listen to Krama, though. Like, he's kind of doing a deeper type of rhythm for the most part.
That's tight. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like things do go full circle completely. People are like
What's up?
really into like, oh shit, he's back. What's up?
Oh shit, I'm back.
But for a while, people overhyped like really hyper tracks and everything with crazy fucking grooves and crazy sounds that like didn't even make sense. And now they're coming back to like actually feeling the groove and actually like I don't know, like the more minimal stuff, like shit like Rusko Woo Boos. That shit will go off harder than like crazy tear out tracks at some shows, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's also just because everyone knows that song.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, well, that too. It's like roots and everything, but even people that are like new to the scene that don't even know about stuff like that, like tracks like that, if they hear them, they're like, "Whoa, this is tight." Like,
lately, like, bass house has just been, like, kind of ripping people, like, tunes, essentially, and just putting a bass house groove over it.
yeah,
Like, I don't know, there was this Rusko Woo Boos remix. Pretty much all the Disciple people reposted, and it was the same drop with a bass house kick and hi-hat loop.
yeah. Sometimes the reworks go off, man.
I can imagine, but like I feel like you can't really take credit of that and say as a remix. Like,
Well,
right,
maybe it was just intended for more of like play out purposes and stuff like that.
like that's how I would think of it, but I don't know. I just don't feel like it's really right to like put that
Yeah, and everybody has their own way of going about music, but at the end of the day, you know, they give it a new feel and they create, and if it makes it feel good, if it makes them feel good, rather, fuck it, man.
on. True. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
Makes me feel real good.
real nice.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, question for Max. How do you go about macro control in FL performers? For plugins. Well, I was just thinking massive, but massive. For example, FM8 doesn't have macro control, and for multi-operator automation, it is difficult. Well, the thing is, like, FL has this little option called generators, and it shows it lists off every option in FL that you can automate for the plugin. It's not as intuitive as like Ableton, but you can definitely do it. I'm not a huge fan of doing it, just because like it's kind of lengthy, the list. Like for Massive, you can literally manually automate every parameter in there, but like you just have to go through it all and kind of figure out which one is the right one. So
In Magic, it's really quick because you can do like smart controls on your individual channels and just macro map like things to one automation.
that's way better. Like that's way better.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I just don't use macro shit at all. Like FL has a little mix automation that you can automate whenever, like for the volume, and I'll just tend to do that.
Yeah.
instead. Like it's easier. It probably is not as CPU effective, but like it's just easier for me.
Well, the automation system itself in Logic is not the greatest, if you'd ask me. So like macros just kind of make things a lot easier. Just group it all together and have it on one line that's riding throughout the mix.
Oh, you can't even like the same kid asked, for automating multiple parameters with one control. I don't think you can do that in Massive. That's a problem.
Oh, well, that's how you, if you go into macros and massive, which are the bottom right knobs, if you're actually,
Oh, I mean like not massive, but like FL, like automating one parameter with or
oh,
multiple
well,
parameters.
I'm sure there's, if you look up on YouTube, macro, or like macro thing or something along those lines, MACRO.
Yeah.
Macros are typically what that's called. So your macro, you can set parameters with different scaling, stuff like that, to one knob.
I mean like I'm not sure like
I
you
would have
can switch it up,
to
but
call.
yeah. I'm not quite sure if that works in FL, but I mean, there's probably a way. I mean,
I'm sure if they overlooked macros, that'd be a big oversight. But I mean, at the same time, FL's automation is so good and intuitive that, like, for all you know, you might not just even need to.
I don't know. Like for me, like even though I work in FL, like I feel like the automation isn't as good in like compared to like Ableton.
Oh,
Because,
Ableton has.
yeah, Ableton just kind of blows it out of the water, in my opinion. Just because it's way quicker to do.
Yeah,
And a lot of times, like I'll know what I want to operate, like automate, but a lot of times I'll just duplicate it just to
yeah.
save time.
Yeah, database just said for FM synthesis, multi-parameter automation is really helpful. That's very true.
Oh yeah,
That's
for
what
sure,
I
for
use my
sure.
MAR controls and logic for. Yeah, definitely look into macros on YouTube and everything. See if you can find some stuff on how to do it in FL, because that's what I do in Logic, and trust me, it'll save you a lot of time, especially if you're trying to re-automate these same parameters.
Let's see. Ever thinking? Oh, Daniel Bieber asks, ever thinking about doing remix contests on anything? I imagine that's
Yeah,
directed towards you. No
yeah.
one wants remix.
I'm definitely, once I get this new release out, I'm definitely going to be having some kind of your eyes peeled on that. The way I'm going to go about it is having a mix, possibly. Or the,
I can't really hear you. Like you're kind of fighting with the background noise. Oh, there we go.
okay. All right. Well, anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, I might be having a remix contest for one of my newer things that will be on the new EP that should be out within a couple months, ideally. But we'll see.
Ideally, yeah. Yeah, hopefully that's out in a couple months. I'd probably like to mess around with those kind of stems.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully it won't just be like the Katana remix competition where it's just like an intro. It's like
Some people are against like giving bass audio out and everything because people will reuse and remanipulate it and everything and claim it's their own sounds.
yeah, I mean like that's like if you do a remix competition, I feel like you understand that that's going to be the case.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people will always call out people for that shit.
Hmm.
So it's like yeah, you could do that, but it's not a good idea.
Right.
Like I mean, DJ has to put out his system stems, and so far I don't think anyone noteworthy has been using those.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all you really just have to do is not render out the kick and snare.
Yeah.
And even then, like most people have like there's so many good resources for kicks and snares out there. I don't even feel like that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And besides, why would you want to use my kick and snare? They suck. That's just me. Like if I make remix stems, like I'm like, no, you don't want to use my kick and snare. They're terrible. I use the worst samples. Use your own.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, boys, I'm sorry this episode has to be a little shorter than usual, but I have matters to tend to, unfortunately.
Matters.
So, and I want to thank Uber and Android number 23 for being a part once again. If you guys have any final plugs you want to do, you can go ahead and share that with the audience.
Oh, well, I guess I don't know. It's going to be announced officially tomorrow, but I'm going to have disabled release on Smog.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to, it's going to show up tomorrow. I feel like it's fine if I announce it right now.
That's
I
good.
won't. You'll find out tomorrow if you want to know what's on.
Dope. All right, Mr. Android number 23, you wanna
Cool.
time?
Yeah. Shout out to the random nigga in the background. That was my brother. My new EP, Another Cold Winter, is out now on SoundCloud. Just search Mild Sobriety, MILD Sobriety. You'll find it there. And there's a new video out. I keep forgetting about the music video.
Yes.
Check out the music video for TCF. It's fucking fire, I promise. With that being said, yeah, drink more water.
That is Mech-Hop Mondays, episode 4, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in and making another successful broadcast. I will see you next week. Yes, I'll take suggestions. I'll try and get whoever you guys might be feeling for the next one.
I have a couple of recommendations.
Mech-Hop on Facebook. Yeah.